Memorial Day video. Worked a long time on this one. It's shot in the high 1996 by Laurie and Owen Pate. It's a juvenile Sasquatch in the tree line, and it's calling out to a younger sibling in the middle of the field. Measured later at 5.3 feet. It's probably about 10 years old if it grew to 7 feet. We'll discuss the race in the Legend Meets Science video, as well as confirms on hyperextension of foot from mid-tarsal break, cone head, brow ridge, slope to back, gray on hands, possibly white on palms. Arm length is to knee, uniform color, characteristic arm motion, compliant gait, rise and fall. Evidently, there was 5 minutes of vocalization before this event started, and then it collected the baby and then sauntered off. Let's understand the field. At the very beginning, it's squawking up into the left and it heads to that tree, and the subject is filmed in that portion right there, and there's a jump. Use those two little black dots at the very beginning of the video to see it. So the squawking occurs in there as it moves along the tree line. The BFRO encounter talks about that. It goes to that tree, heads to that spot. That spot's where the beginning of the video starts. It heads down the hill and then jumps. Okay, goes behind that little hill there. There's a delay, and then it saunters off slowly off into the woods to the right. Okay, the full clip. We're going to put the audio. There's a filmer, there's a skeptic, there's a drunk. He was right behind that tree. I'm freaking. Yeah, I'm scared. I could make $1 million. That's a guy with a big haircut. Sure is ambitious, running a lot. It's a Bigfoot. That's not a Bigfoot. It's a Dickfoot. It's all on video. I've only had 2 drinks. Me too. Too many. And we're going to do it magnified. It's blurry, but it gives it just a general motion of what's happening here. And I think it's kind of important. And you'll see where the jump is. And then it collects something in that little area there. Looks down, and then it saunters off. And watch the arms moving, and they move all the way. We're going to go into great detail there as it just as it moves. Okay, so now we're going to do some still shots here. Okay, this is probably the best still shot. You can see the coned head. You see the brow ridge. We're not going to highlight that because you can see it clearly in front of it. You can see the long arm, and you can see the hand actually, which is gray. And you see the double leg are bent and the hand is there, and we'll zoom in on the hand. You can actually see the fingers just there. And you see it's all the way down to the knee. See the hand? Look inside the circle there. The leap section, the back foot hyperextends as it jumps. At the very end, you'll see the little flick right there. Okay, that little hyperextension is important, and that's that flick up of the bottom half of the foot kind of shows what it is, and you'll see bing right there. There's also some serious hip flexibility. That's not a suit, guys. Part of the problem with Bigfooting is that everyone is trying to discredit every video because everyone wants to have their video. Here's another one just shot by a kid in the backyard where you see the same lean forward, you'll see the same arms, you'll see the same flick of the wrist. We haven't done our analysis on that. The growth and height. Now this one's pretty easy to explain. There's the whole section. You'll see it. There's a baby, there's the peak height, there's the head and the arm. You can see the arm moving from the shoulder very clearly. You see the head as we go through. Now we'll break it down frame by frame. It's even easier. Here's what happens. The baby is, at this point, is right there. It's climbing up, and you'll see the elbow and the hands moving up like there. See, it's climbing. Boom. You can see it climbing up the back. See all that motion? There you can see it's almost to the top, the coned head, and the baby on the next frame is right to there. The head moves forward. Boom. It leans forward, and then the arm comes down like it's kind of helping it up. Okay, so the right arm was lifting it up, and now you'll see the really cool stuff. You'll see the cool part, the rise and fall. Look at the head portion. Don't worry about the baby up on top, and you'll see the head and the shoulders rising and falling. See that? That's that characteristic mid-tarsal break going to the top of the finger, or top of the tiptoes. Now look at the weird hands. See how it's kind of flailing up and down? Look at that weird That's kind of weird. No, we've seen this before in the new Peguis backroads because that Sasquatch is looking up. And when it looks up, it has to maintain a vertical. It's not that leaning forward for balance. So see, the Sasquatch is looking up in the new Peguis backroad. You see the cone head lean here. And as it looks up, you'll see the same characteristic kind of weird thing. Look at it. It just kind of, isn't that cool? And the same exact kind of, almost like, hey, we're out for a Sunday stroll, we're looking like this, but it's probably used just for balance. Okay, let's talk about this running race. They did not think it through. The creature looked fast for what it was, a 10-year-old girl. All right, the event was recreated by Derek Pryor, world-class male runner who was wearing shoes. See the shoes right there? On the rocky, steep terrain. Even with shoes, he slipped on his first attempt and was almost injured. He was able to double the speed of a Sasquatch. He used a different stride length. All right, what you'll see here is kind of the recreation. See the creature running down. What they did is they took different uh, analysis videos and had him recreate it. There is him running it almost, and he slipped the first time, but here see how he's swinging his arms wildly. That's not how the hands are always kept at their side, okay, through the entire thing, and the extended foot is also seen. And here it's a different running style entirely. All right. Furthermore, the Sasquatch used 4.5 foot strides, Pryor used 6.5 and faster strides to cover the same ground. They should have had a barefoot 10-year-old girl or a 5'3" adult male in a gorilla suit run it. They're not gonna. It's kind of ridiculous. The conclusions: the prolonged squawking from the trees shows the Sasquatch reticence to leave the protection. Sasquatch carry their arms in many ways: low arm balance swing, in fast walk, and run, like Patty Freeman in the first portion. They also use it held back in this slow walk in 3 clips in the PG beginning. The arm swinging weirdly, as we see in the final portion. Lastly, the feet hyperextend.